What's going on, guys? This is David, one half of PNP. I am here to take your fantasy waiver wire questions and go over a couple players that could be available in your league this week. Most waivers go through tomorrow, so we'll just break it down and go through it. First off, let's start with the bye weeks. This week, week 11, there's only two teams on bye: the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, for Denver, you're not really panicking too much, but for the Rams, you might have Darrell Henderson, you might have Cooper Kupp. Robert Woods tore his ACL, so he's out. So we'll roll with it. Shout out to the King. I'm from RI as well, man. Well, not from, but I live there. What's up, Grandizer? What's up, Sergio? And guys, just so you guys know, there'll be another stream at 8:30 p.m. tonight. We moved it. We're going to be doing the game preview with some podcasters from the Washington football team. Let me remember. I can't remember the name of them right now. They escaped me, unfortunately, but let me go ahead and pull up the name because I don't want to disrespect them. But let me see here. Let's see. Let's see. Full press coverage. Full press Washington pod. All right. So I'm looking forward to it tonight. So please check it out. It's not a roundtable. It's going to be a game preview for 8:30 tonight. All right. So let's talk about some of these fantasy. Let's talk about some of these fantasy situations. We'll go ahead and start with the elephant in the room. So let's start with Cam Newton. Do I think you should try to pick him up if he's available? Yes. If you guys have been watching for a long time prior to the season, I felt like Cam Newton could have been a top 10 quarterback with the New England Patriots. And I think Carolina Panthers has more offensive weapons than the New England Patriots. So I think Cam Newton has top 10 upside. He is slated to start this week against the Washington football team. I mean, I'm not telling you if you already have your quarterback situation figured out, I'm not telling you to go after Cam Newton. But if you're one of those guys that's in that streaming state, you out here streaming quarterbacks every week, you're not trusting the quarterback you currently have, then you should consider picking up Cam Newton, especially in standard scoring, because he's going to get you a lot of rushing yards. He's going to run for touchdowns, which is 2 more points than passing touchdowns. And he's going to probably throw you for 1 or 2. So depending on how it is. Well, look, man, I'm always HD. What are you talking about? If you're telling me that, that means I need to start hosting these channels. But anyway, so yeah, man. So Cam Newton is a guy you absolutely should consider picking up if you need a quarterback. From the running back situation, Ramonde Stevenson from New England Patriots is my top pickup this week. From that standpoint, I highly recommend if he's available in your league, you should try to go get him. He's doing a pretty damn good job. If Damian Harris is out, you know he is absolutely the guy. For deeper leagues, Brandon Bolden is an option. If Damian Harris is out, Ramonde Stevenson is a top 20 running back play with top 10 upside. He balled out of his mind on Sunday against Cleveland. So if he's available in your league, you need to go get him. Brandon Bolden is only has some level of appeal as if Harris is out, and in his state, he would be a flex play. But Ramonde Stevenson still has low-end flex appeal, even if Damian Harris plays. I think he's going to get a little bit of the work. Wide receiver-wise, you got Elijah Moore from the New York Jets. You got Rashad Bateman from the Baltimore Ravens. Tight ends, Dan Arnold has been getting a lot of targets, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't want to target him in Carolina, but damn it, the Jacksonville Jaguars do. So if you need a tight end, check and see if Dan Arnold's available. So other running backs that you could consider, Dante Foreman from the Titans. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the Titans backfield for a second. So I think everybody, when Derrick Henry went down, everybody assumed that Adrian Peterson was going to take this job. That has not happened. Don't think it will happen at this point. A lot of folks thought that Jeremy Nichols would be working this job. That's not really happening, but Dante Foreman's been getting the bulk of the work. He had the most carries on Sunday. So if you really want to mess with that Titans backfield, that's probably your best option. That being said, I would stay away from it. But if you're desperate, that's the guy you want. But it looks like it's going to be a three-headed monster in Tennessee. It ain't going to be just one guy doing all the work. So you know how I feel about running back staples. I'm not a fan of it from a fantasy perspective. Let's see here. Another wide receiver you can consider, if Julio Jones is going to be out a while, Marcus Johnson for the Titans is an option. Ray McLeod led the team in targets on Sunday for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if that was that due to the fact that Ben didn't play, but just something to consider. Just to reset the room real quick, this show is mainly focused on fantasy football. I'll answer some Panthers questions, but I want to try to keep the focus on fantasy football for tonight. Now, we'll talk more about the game at 8:30 tonight with full press coverage. Another running back to consider with Cordell Patterson injured. Wayne Gallman for the Falcons. That was the guy that kind of took over and not Mike Davis, which is interesting to say the least. I'm trying to make sure I don't have anybody else that's worth thinking about. Oh, another guy that you can consider picking back up because a lot of folks dropped him recently, and that's Robbie Anderson. I know we've been talking about getting him out the paint for a while, and rightfully so with Sam Darnold as a quarterback, but now with Cam there, we could possibly do some legitimate work with Robbie Anderson. He might get more targets. He might get more opportunities with a new quarterback. So you can go ahead and scoop up Robbie Anderson if he's available as well. I mean, it ain't too often when you have a starting wide receiver available like that. All right. This is hilarious, man. I did change my camera, though. So you know. But the resolution should be about the same. I don't think the resolution changed on the tools that we use. Let's see. Let me see. Yo, man, get well, bro. Point blank period. Get well. I commend you to being here, but I think you need to focus on getting well, my brother. Yeah, I mean, if you roll Derrick Henry, but the thing is, if you drafted well, you should be able to recover from that. Like, because you didn't get Derrick Henry in the late rounds, you had to take him in the first. So, but the problem was you couldn't know what the handcuffs are. Wide receivers, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, Marcus Johnson. Those are some good options. Robbie Anderson is some good options as well. I don't think I would play him. I'm just saying he's a good spot on your bench. I don't think he's a droppable guy anymore. He's still got to get that target share. But, he's still more of a boom or bust play. But now he's not a bad spot on your bench. I think we need to play. I don't think you should drop Robbie at this point, but I think it's more of a wait and see approach to see the target distribution now with Cam, because it's going to change. Like, the return of Cam could impact DJ Moore in the bad end. But it could also help Robbie Anderson. So we'll see. I like the Panthers defense this week. I like Washington's defense this week too, ironically enough. And the only reason why I like Washington's defense this week is because I can accept the fact that this will be Cam's first start. And he's been on a layoff. And he's learning a new offense. So I think Washington's defense could have a decent day. And they're very opportunistic. And they know how to rush the passer. So I'm not saying Washington's going to win the game. From a fantasy perspective, I think Washington's not going to hurt you that much. Let me pull up the schedule real quick because I'm trying to remember things. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see. Let me pull up the sked. Week 11. 2021, week 11. All right. You could play Dolphins defense this week. I'll go over defenses real quick. Dolphins defense is the good option going up against the Jets. I think Washington and Carolina might be a low scoring type of game. So I think both of those defenses are safe. Cleveland is a good defense to play this week going up against the Lions. Cardinals defense is interesting this week against Seattle. I would sit Dallas's defense this week going up against the Chiefs, which should be a hell of a game. That should be game of the week. Bucks defense is interesting against the Giants. And Patriots defense is interesting this week against the Falcons. And you asked me if I had any players. I do have Ramonde Stevenson. I'm keeping an eye on whether or not Damian Harris is going to play. Since the game is on Thursday, he might not play. And if he doesn't play, I'm looking forward to firing up Ramonde Stevenson another week. I like Jeff Wilson, but I think that San Francisco is another one of those three-headed monsters. They're doing a running back by committee, and they're including Deebo Samuel in it. So I like Jeff Wilson if he's available. But once again, I'm not a fan of playing running back committees like that. A.J. Dillon is actually gone in a lot of leagues. If he's available in your league, you should go get him. Because Aaron Jones is looking like he's going to miss a few weeks. If he's available, you absolutely should go get him. But in most leagues, he's probably not available. Cam could be playable this week depending on what your situation is. Trade one of these quarterbacks. Why do you have both? All right, who do they play? I think Mahomes plays the Steelers, and no, Mahomes plays Dallas. That's gonna be a shootout. So give me Mahomes. Give me Mahomes. I understand that, but it doesn't change the fact that Cam is still trying to learn the offense. So I gotta take that into account. And I think that might be the only advantage Rivera has from that standpoint. Don't get me wrong; those are going to be some big losses, but Cam still got to learn the offense. And even when and Washington's still going to have a decent pass rush. Now, granted, our offensive line has played better, but Washington could still do a little bit of damage. I mean, I think Cam will probably get about 200 yards passing, probably run for a touchdown, maybe run for a touchdown and pass for one. So that'll equate to about 18 points. That's a pretty good day for a quarterback in fantasy. I'll even throw in a turnover. So that's probably another 2. So 16 points. That's still a good day for a quarterback in fantasy. And I said it yesterday, man. Cam Newton in 9 snaps got 11.72 points in fantasy. That's more points than Aaron Rodgers. That's more points than Russell Wilson. That was more points than Carson Wentz. He outscored a lot of quarterbacks that started in fantasy leagues last week. Who do you start if Stevenson and Harris are both active? I mean, you start Harris. This week is a funny story. This week in one of my leagues, I played Stevenson and Bolden. I played them both. And I had no qualms about it because I knew that one of them would end up being an RB1 and the other one ended up being an RB2. And one of them would end up being an RB2. At that point, I don't care which one. But they accomplished the mission. Stevenson got me 26. Bolden got me 12. Pretty good day if you ask me. I wouldn't start Jimmy G ever. But if there's any week to do it, I guess this is the week. But tell them you ain't got better options. Cam ain't available in your league. I'd rather play Cam. I disagree. I think Cam's going to play all the snaps, all the fixes. Keep an eye on it, though. but I think he's going to play all the snaps. All right, let me see here. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else we need to discuss? Yeah, I should have brought up A.J. Dillon. I just feel like a lot of folks had A.J. Dillon already because A.J. Dillon was already getting hot with Aaron Jones already there. So that's part of the reason why I didn't bring up A.J. Dillon. So if A.J. Dillon's available in your league, you should absolutely go snag him. But I'm in 7 leagues. He's not available in any of them. He hasn't been in weeks. So that's why it didn't cross my mind really. But yeah, but it goes back to the whole discussion of you need to go get your handcuffs now. So you need to go ahead and get these handcuffs. We're hitting the final stretch. Most leagues trade deadlines are next week. So if you want to make some trades, by all means, this is the time to do it. I know I'm trying to trade for a running back right now. Like if you want to sell high on some players, this is the time to do it. But he had much of a choice. But no, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think he wants to risk his career. If he's ready, he's ready. The thing is, the Packers defense hasn't been talked about a lot, but they actually have a pretty good defense. And Seattle hasn't been that good this year, even with Russ. So, I mean, what happened on Sunday is what happened on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not that good this year. They're not a good football team. It's a prime, by the way, that's a prime example of what happens when you don't put enough pieces around a quarterback. And we would consider Russell Wilson as an elite quarterback, but he was struggling prior to the injury too. Give me the Browns. The Browns are going up against the Lions, so give me the Browns. Jared Goff is terrible, guys. I just want to put that out there for you. Jared Goff is terrible. Terrible. Horrible. Bad. Stinks. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. For this week, give me Waddle. Give me Waddle. Because Waddle's starting. Elijah's not. Elijah's sharing. So give me Waddle. And Miami's got the Jets this week too. Give me Waddle. Darnell Mooney or Jalen Waddle. Who did the Bears play this week? The Ravens. I think I'm still taking Waddle. Give me Waddle there too. Give me Waddle. 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 Yep. Waddle's got top 20 potential this week. I think Cam got picked up because they need a quarterback. And they had an opening to do it. Can't pick him up when you already got a starter in place. As long as Sam Darnold was healthy, you can't pick up Cam Newton. But with him getting injured and pretty much out for the season, you can pick him up. Would you trade James Conner for a late first-round pick? I think I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. Why not? Because then you could probably get a better player than James Conner with that late first-round pick. Because James Conner is still sharing with Chase Edmonds. So yeah, I think I would do that. The only problem is once you do that, though, that pretty much eliminates your playoff hopes for this season. You still might be able to sneak in there, but it'll be tough. Yeah, I would do it. Do you? I don't. Do you? I know there's some folks that still do, but no. Who Green Bay play? No way. Not against the Vikings. That's gonna be a shootout. Nope. No way. Yeah, he's a G without a job. He's done. I don't see a scenario where he ever takes a snap in Carolina ever again. Not winning the game in the NFL is a shocking thing. It doesn't matter how. I just think it's hilarious that they got a tie. So I guess this is better than not tying or winning a game at all, right? I guess going 0-16-1 is better than going 0-17. It's definitely better than going 0-16. Because at least you tied against somebody. You just didn't win against anybody. Oh, no, he's getting his money regardless, bro. That money's set in stone. All that money is guaranteed as soon as they apply the fifth-year option. There's no way to get out of it. Point blank, period. There's no way to get out of it once they signed it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You must be in a 16 lead to get something like that. Because both of those guys are first-round picks. Even if you trade him, you still got to pay his money. There's no point of trading him. What you trading him for? Like, unless there's a purpose to reduce the cap hit, there's no point. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I know, these fantasy episodes don't get as much as our normal weeklies, but, I'll take it in stride. Neither. How about that? Neither. I don't want neither one of them. I never wanted Sam. So you're not going to get me to have some pity for Sam in this situation. I thought it was a mistake. I never thought this should have went away from Teddy. I never thought this should have got rid of Cam. But if you made the decision to go get rid of Cam, you could have at least continued with your plan and roll with Teddy for the number of years you were going to do. Yeah, man. Speaking of that, I got to congratulate somebody. The Eliminator Challenge ended, ironically enough, because of a tie. But either way, it ended. So hold on one second. I got to congratulate the winner. So we have to congratulate the winner. So let's see here. Do a quick share. So Lane's picks, sir, and I'm gonna try to hit you up. Let me blow this up a little bit. So, sir, if you reach out to me on my Twitter, I will change my name so you know what my Twitter handle is. Shoot me a message, so I can try to set up and get you a gift card to you. Because you might not be a Panthers fan, so I'm not gonna give you some Panthers paraphernalia. But I want to give a prize. Because I promised that I would give a prize. So I will change my handle real quick. Hit me up on Twitter on my handle. It's on my, and when I blow it up, you'll see it. So congrats to Lane's picks. I picked the Ravens in week 10. He picked the Steelers. And even though the Steelers tied, that means he can still continue. So he wins. Lucky him. So congratulations to him. And I told y'all Sam was going to miss games, man. Y'all listen to me someday. Yeah, Russ was terrible this week, bro. Hola. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of people got eliminated that way. Yeah, that was brutal. Yo, man, I got to pick out a shirt for tomorrow because I got an interview tomorrow. I ain't get no haircut either, but I'll be masked up. I got to wear a mask, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, I'm playing Saquon if he plays, and he's supposed to play. It's Monday night, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, but they're saying that he's going to play. So we'll see what happens with that. But absolutely, if Sam Darnold plays, I'm playing him. Point blank, period. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm playing him. I'm playing Mr. Darnold. I think, I talked about Robbie earlier, man. I think right now Robbie's still boom or bust status. I think you should try to grab him if he's available. But I think I wouldn't play him until I need to see a game. I need to see a full game with Cam before I feel comfortable playing. I need to see what that target distribution is looking like with Cam at quarterback versus what we had with Sam. Lamar. Don't get cute, guys. Lamar. But like I said, I did a whole video explaining why I thought that Cam Newton was going to be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy a few months back. So check it out. Did a whole video on it. I did a whole video on that. And if you're still a Sam lover, if you're rolling with Sam still, I did a whole video about why I didn't think why he wasn't a draftable quarterback in fantasy. And part of the reason why I said it was because I said he never played a full season. He's always gotten hurt. And look where we are. This will be the most missed games he's ever had, by the way. And even if we didn't sign Cam and he came back at the 4 to 6 week mark, he probably wouldn't have made it back in 4, probably been 5 or 6. He would have missed more games than he ever had in his career. But he's never played a full season. 13 games is the most he's ever played in a year. So, yeah. He ain't had a whole lot all season. He's one of the top quarterbacks of fantasy right now. Yes, they're starting Cam, bro. You bring Cam in to start. You saw they brought back I'm pretty sure they always had the commentators going for you guys, but it looks like now Panthers Twitter is bringing back the calls in Spanish, which is pretty awesome. I'm very happy that came back. That was one thing that was missing. I know you guys want to talk about the game, but in about an hour, we're going to go live with full press coverage for Washington, and we're going to break down the game between us and the Washington football team. I don't want to trade PJ. I think PJ might beat Sam out. I think now there's going to be a fair competition because it wasn't a fair competition last year. I mean, Sam could lose the job. I mean, but I think Sam's going to be on the roster most likely. I think, unless there's an injury settlement or a buyout, but it doesn't sound like there's any way to get out of that contract. I need y'all to, and I'm thankful if you do, sir. Look, man, $18.8 million. We got to pay the whole contract. I don't know if I want PJ and no huddles and 2-minute drills. Let me change this banner up because I want you guys to become a patron too. Yeah, Cam's starting. Without a doubt in my mind, Cam's starting. All right. I'm gonna stay on here for about another 5. That's weird. I gotta figure out why it does that. I gotta look into that because that's odd. I'm gonna stay on for like another 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night, and then I will be back at 8:30 with Rashad, and we're gonna get this thing popping. I'm gonna be honest. I think all NFL contracts should be fully guaranteed. All of them. I mean, that's how it is in the NBA. That's how it is in hockey. And that's how it is in baseball. So why is it the NFL? This should be fully. I think everybody should be full. I think all the contracts should be fully guaranteed. I just think you shouldn't make mistakes like that. They're underpaid as it is. Like, I think the only position that's not underpaid right now is the quarterback position, but everybody else is. We got a good problem. I already told you guys how I feel about Dante. I mean, I would love for them to re-sign Dante, but I think Dante's going to end up walking. It's like I always say, man, when a new coaching staff comes in, man, they want to get their guys. It's like that for every new coach. I just think, sometimes you don't need to go get your guy. You need to roll with the guy that's here. But sometimes you want to go get your guy. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And this is one of the moments where it didn't work out. Simple as that. I mean, y'all could be able to beat the Saints based on the quarterback play that's happening right now with New Orleans, but you still got to remember that they got a hell of a coach. I'll take Kittle here. Scary Terry. Against Washington. Nah, give me DJ there. I'm playing DJ more over Terry this week, even though I'm going to have to play McLaurin. I ain't got a choice. But Carolina's done a pretty good job shutting down the number 1 wide receiver for a lot of these teams. So that scares me a bit. All right. We'll call this the 2-minute warning. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a couple things done before our next live show in an hour. Just a reminder, guys, we're going live at 8:30. Should be a good show. Looking forward to it. All right, man. If we want to go around the NFL, we can. There isn't a certifiable top team in the NFL. Based on like what's been going on around the league in general, I don't think there's a legitimate top team in the league. I think it's wide open, especially in the NFC. The AFC, there's a little bit more definition, but overall, I think the entire NFL is wide open. Anybody could win this thing this year. And I think the coaching staff sees that in Carolina, which is why they went to go get Cam. Anybody can win that thing this year. There isn't like a surefire top team right now. So it's it'll be interesting. Like everybody, it's wide open, man. Like, you know, there'll be one week where you'll think the Titans are the best team in the league. Then there's another week where you might think the Bills are. There was a week where you probably thought Arizona is. There's a week that you probably think that the Rams are. But the bottom line is all these teams took some rough losses to teams they had no business losing to, depending on how you look at it, right? So when you think about it from that perspective, because remember, Carolina beat the brakes off of Arizona. Carolina was 10-point underdogs in that game. They were 10-point underdogs with Colt McCoy as the starting quarterback. Titans almost went to the Super Bowl with that quarterback. They don't need no quarterback. They're fine. Yeah, I talked about Barkley earlier. Keep an eye on it. If they say he's playing, I'm playing him. He's a top 5 option if he plays. Simple as that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yep, Buffalo got a number 1 defense in the NFL right now. All right. I'm going to close this one out. Oh, I'll answer this question, though. Cole Beasley. He's been getting a lot of targets with Buffalo. But all right, guys. I'm about to call it a night until 8:30. I'll see you guys at 8:30. Come back here. Panthers. Come back here. We'll get it. Panthers defense be rich. We'll get it going with full press coverage. For Washington, is going to be a pretty good game preview. This guy, let me go ahead and tell you give you some of these credentials. This gentleman that's going to be coming on us today. He's a sport writer and editor for full press coverage. Washington. He used to work for SI. So, you know, this is going to be a good one. All right, guys, you have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Keep pounding.